Hey, sports fans. I hope you like your absolute fun series. Basketball's full swing. NFL's coming to a not even close. I think there's a lot more games to be played. Whatever, stuff like that. Um, this has nothing to do with sports, by the way. I just kind of like leading with sports fans. I just think it's a fun little quip. Um, but today I do want to talk about turning everything into work and then also getting over suffering, or not getting over suffering, but like getting through suffering. Not in the sense, and they're related, so it's not like, oh, I'm poor suffering and like the rock is on my back, I gotta push it up a hill type suffering. Nope, not like that. I'll explain more as I go down. But I really just wanted to clear my head on it, like kind of get everything out in audio form because my handwriting is almost illegible. And this is probably the closest thing to journaling I have in ever. So, anyway, let's talk about turning everything to work. And so I'm going to lead this with a fundamental idea that had plagued my mind, which was whenever I tried to accomplish anything, whether that be any of my numerous forays into the professional esports scene, I had always had that at the forefront. I want to be pro. That was the staple statement that I would make to myself as I grinded day in, day out for those games. To know my history, I attempted to go to like a higher level in Dota 2, Overwatch, which that flopped spectacularly, and then the most recent foray was Valorant. Um, and every single time I'd fallen short, mostly because I couldn't get over the barrier that had blocked me from the highest point. I couldn't suffer enough to go through it, and I'll tie that in a little bit deeper later. But a big thing that I find myself doing that just kind of sucks the soul out of everything I do is I turn literally anything that I want to do into a job. To explain a little bit more, every single thing that I thought I had a passion for, I immediately killed it dead on arrival. I just said, nope, get that out of here. We're going to turn it into a routine, systify it, force myself to spend copious amounts of time and effort into it. Not with the intent of enjoying the thing. It always was just kind of push through regardless of how I was feeling, which is super unhealthy and definitely not the right way to go about things. I would say if I were to do this again, which I will, I'm not dead yet. But I'll explore, find the things that I genuinely enjoy without a shadow of a doubt. I enjoy beyond enjoyment. I'm just crazy passionate about the thing. I'm going to follow that path forward to the point where I'm going to interact with this thing and I'm going to explore every single little nook and cranny until I am intimately knowledgeable about the thing, just because I love the thing so much. Whatever that thing may be, any sort of sport, art, development, biology. Again, I don't know if I'm going to go back down that route. But any of those forays that I kind of go down into, I want it to be just an exploration. First and foremost, I want it to be more about love, more about the passion, instead of trying to transition it or turn it into a job, which is what I had done instead for the previous attempts at anything that I've done, whether it be the arts or any of the games I tried to go pro in. I tried to make it a job first and then enjoy it way later down the line, or I wouldn't be able to enjoy it until it was my job, which was so ass backwards that it wasn't even funny. And every time I hit a sort of block, I would just quit. I'm still feeling the repercussions of that to this day. I tried to queue a Valorant competitive game, which in the past would have been as easy as breathing and clicking a button. Instead, I have noticeable heart palpitations and then a lot of shaking and shortness of breath. I am very confident that I have some sort of heightened anxiety when it comes to Valorant competitive, which is an absolute shame to have such a strong reaction to a video game. I know that's really crazy to say and very dangerous, by the way. I tried to frame it as excitement, and it wasn't. It wasn't excitement. I could tell. It felt bad. It didn't feel good. And so I recognize that if I were to do it again, it would definitely be more for the love of the game. I think I crushed that chance. I ain't touching that game no more, especially in that facet. But what can I say? Lesson learned. I would say like the moral of that particular side of the story is always just enjoy the thing first, and if it does become a job, it will become a job, right? Like the result of your effort is not what we would strive for, or what I want to strive for. Not saying that my way is the highway or anything, but I would like to change it to where the journey of my passion could lead me anywhere, right? And could lead me into a career, just happenstance. Like, I really love the thing. Turns out there's a viable career for me. Whatever that looks like is what it looks like. It doesn't matter to me, but that should be the end goal, to enjoy the thing before trying to jobify it, routine it, do whatever, like, and then try to like get really good at it. Because it's like, if I don't really mess with it, don't really fuck with it, it's like, am I really gonna put in all that time and effort and grow anyway? And it's like, probably not. And then being able to translate the skills that I learned for that specific thing would be super cool, and I would definitely share it with everyone here. But for right now, it's all just for me. Everything I do here is for me. But that's only the first half of the puzzle that I had stated before. Not we, this is more for me than we. I'm not speaking French. There's one aspect that I do also kind of struggle with, and this is something that I've been kind of wrestling with for the past couple of honestly, probably years at this point, is that I dislike suffering or struggling. Struggling is probably the right word. So I don't enjoy the struggle of getting better or improving at one's craft, or if I really like something, like getting past that barrier. And I've always struggled with this to some degree. I could trace it back to me being one of those like gifted children. Like, everything came natural to me as a child, and it's like, oh, I'm so good. And then like whenever things would get hard, I would just quit. And maybe it's a pattern of recognition that I have since I was a child, but I haven't been a child in a long time. And so if I had any sort of resilience built within me, it should show up in any of these like forms for any of the things that I was doing. But whenever things get tough, it's over. I quit. I say GG and move on to the next. And I don't want to live like that anymore. A little, because growth comes from the struggle. So me running away from growth is not what I believe in and what I want to facilitate for myself. So I would say to myself, my own personal lesson from this, and something to get off my chest and something to live by, is to try to embrace the struggle slowly but surely. Reframing it as the growth has been a little bit of a it's been a little bit beneficial to the things that I've done so far. It hasn't been a long time since I've tried to incorporate this. So again, I'm not the voice I'm not the voice or like the man of expertise on the topic. I'm not. But I think that this would be a good way to start, like, all the things that I think I'm not really that good at, especially since, last video I recognized that I'm not really competent. And that could just be the first part of the puzzle where it's like, okay, well, I'm not competent. And if I like it, well, then where am I struggling at, and how do I rise past the struggle and into something that's better? And essentially this video is just telling me not to quit. So that's about it. Nothing more to say. See you.